Hi, Shanika.
Hi, Stefan. Hi, Tamara. Good morning or oh my gosh, good evening.
It's okay.
Good
Good
evening.
evening. Hi, how are you guys?
Very
Good.
good. How's everybody?
Good. It's been way too long.
Good. I know. It's so crazy because like on paper it feels like just yesterday, but then when I see people, I'm like, oh wow, it's been a while.
It's been a
All right,
year.
so good.
We'll
Good,
see.
good, good. Good to see everybody. I see Giselle signing on.
Yeah.
Great, great. Um, well, it's not quite 6:30 yet. I'm going to try to get started as early as possible, so that we have a long agenda. And so we're going to try to get through it without speeding through and missing some of the finer points. But you understand. I think going forward, we'll probably have a few less presenters per agenda, which will stretch things out, and we'll talk with WHCC, but we want to make sure that you guys are getting the opportunity to really present what you can do. So.
Mhm. Yeah, they really put the pressure on to get it in by the interim report as opposed to the final report. So
And
it's
they know
Yeah.
that that's not realistic. We
yeah.
have 10 presenters tonight. I think we had 8 or 9 last month, and we already have 7 for next month. That's insane. It doesn't really
Yeah.
give us an opportunity
Yeah.
to hear from you guys and hear anything you might really want to tell us. We had an
Yeah.
organization that had some of the children that they were working with come in, and we couldn't even really enjoy that. So anyway, we'll
Yeah.
discuss with them, and we'll try to make sure that we understand they need a little more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I'm waiting for my co-chair mainly and a few more sign-ons. So okay, guys, sit tight, and I'll be here. I'm going off screen, but I'm here. Just call my name if you need me. Oh, I'm Shanika, just in case it doesn't say it. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
I see a lot of people signing in. That's great. Good evening. My name is Shanika Wilson. I'm one of the co-chairs for the Youth Education Libraries Committee. I'm just waiting for a few more people to sign in. I'd like to start as promptly as possible. So uh, please just sit tight, getting another maybe 2 minutes, and we'll call a meeting to attention if nothing else. Let me reach out to some. I want to make sure I'm not. Okay. Oh, there we go.
I didn't know it was you. I thought it was, I don't know
Good
what I,
evening. Hi, Lydia.
Hi, Shanika.
How are you?
I was hoping to see you in the flesh.
I'll see you next Thursday. I'll be there in the flesh.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello. Hi, Shanika. Good evening.
Hi, Deidre. Hello.
I'm well, thank you.
Hey,
Good to hear your voice. Hello, Hakio. Would someone be so kind to make me the co-host or host if you wish? No no worries. I just want to be able to do the share screen and do all the, you know.
But that was a John L. Scott meeting. I just made you host.
Fabulous. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Deirdre, do we have I can't see the entire office. I can only see Lydia right now. Is
No.
it just you and Lydia?
We don't have a quorum.
Okay, that's all right. We're going to call the meeting to attention. I do want to get started kind of early as we have a large amount of attendees this evening. And I see people still signing in, which is great. There is a couple of slight adjustments to the agenda. So please just bear with us. I am going to have Broadway Housing Community probably going, give me a moment. Okay, allow recording. I believe maybe second or third. I just need to figure out some timing here, but no worries. We're going to move smoothly and not rush, but kind of rush. I want to make sure everyone has time to present and get questions through. All right, so
Oh, okay.
hi, Miss Yusa.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, nice to see you.
You too. Hello. Good evening, everyone.
There's our district manager. She makes everything happen between her and her team. Thank goodness for you all.
Trip. Yeah.
Oh, that's from HSA.
Oh, from here.
I think it's
Okay.
Yes, and I see Mr. Horton has joined us, which is wonderful. Hi, Mr. Horton. All right. So
Hi, how are you this evening?
let's go ahead. It's great to see you, Mr. Horton. Nice to see you. Let's go ahead and call the meeting to attention. Stefan, you've been here waiting, and nice to see you again. And you're here to present for HEAF. So please unmute, tell us what HEAF stands for, and go ahead with your presentation. And guys, I'll be kind of making a little suggestion at 5 minutes. It seems so rude to interrupt you in the middle of your conversation. I'm so sorry, but I do want to try to keep the meeting going in a nice flow so that we're not in the office outside until 9:30. A lot of you look like you're still in the office. So, all right. Thank you for understanding. Stefan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Shanika. Hi, Deirdre. Good to see you all. My name is Stefan Williver. I'm the Director of Fund Development and Events at HEAF, Harlem Educational Activities Fund. I've been here for 8 years, but exciting to have two of my colleagues here who will do most of the speaking. So I wanted to introduce you to Kai Bush, who's our Director of Admissions and Recruitment, also HEAF alum, and Samantha Moreno, who's our Chief of Programs, our Chief Program Officer, and has just now almost a year in. And so we have a brand new leadership team, which is really exciting. And I'll throw it to Sam to really talk about what HEAF is and what has changed in the past year.
Sure. Thanks, Stefan. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Happy to meet you all and just be in this space. Yes, Stefan said I'm approaching a year with HEAF and have really made a lot of good changes. So at the core, HEAF is an academic enrichment program that serves students starting in middle school until they graduate from college, and even beyond, doing some work with our alumni as well. And we are really looking at centralizing our work back in Harlem. Throughout the last couple of years, we had some satellite sites in Brooklyn and Queens. And when I came in last year, really looking at the workflow and the team and kind of the overarching program model, really decided that we need to stick to our roots, stick to our name, and refocus our work in Harlem. So we are currently recruiting some students. We're recruiting current 5th graders, 6th graders, and 8th graders to join us. Our students come to programming at least 2 days a week, doing all different types of things, everything from college access through SAT prep, through what else have we doing? We did an AI sneaker design course, and really just allowing our students to experience all different types of things outside of the traditional school classroom setting. I'm probably already close to time, so I'll throw it to Kai just in case there's anything. I know we're going to put some probably links in the chat. We just posted on the Instagram page with our application information. And yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kai. As Stefan mentioned, I'm an alum of the program, but I've been with HEAF for about a year and a half now. I am the director of admissions, so I take care of everything when it comes to bringing students into our programs. We do actually have a virtual open house tomorrow. That will be a chance for myself and my coordinator to share with families just if the information we're sharing with you today and more information about applying to our program. So if you are or know of anyone that would be interested, I can send you that information. But we, like Sam mentioned, we do have our application open. Students would start 2024 summer with us and then go into the school year. That is our transition period. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to put in the chat. Sam pretty much got everything. So let me know if you have any questions.
Okay. Oh, that's
Nice, quick and
wonderful. You guys
sweet.
were really, yeah, you guys are expedient. That's great. I actually do have a couple of questions. You mentioned you have the open house and students will begin, but what grades? I know Samantha mentioned fifth, sixth. Did you skip over seventh? I thought I heard you say fifth,
Yeah.
sixth, and eighth.
So we are, yep, I did fifth, sixth, and eighth. So they'll
Okay.
start with us as, in the summer of this coming year as current sixth, seventh, and ninth graders. And that's how we'll be bringing in our cohorts moving forward. So we will, hopefully, the goal is to bring in those students at those kind of pivotal moments as they're transitioning into middle school and high school, and really hoping that they stay with us throughout until they graduate college, knowing that they might not, which is why we have that also ninth grade opening as well, or rising eighth grader, current eighth grader, rising ninth grader opening spots as well.
I do also want to mention that we are taking interest for the other grades. So if it's a grade that you didn't hear us mention, you can go on our website. If you go to the Apply Now button, it would just take you to an interest form to give us your information. We're doing that because we don't have all availability for every grade. Those grades that we mentioned have the most seats every year. So if you have a grade that's not mentioned, fill out the interest form. We will reach out if there is space that opens up.
Okay. Good to know. Good. Thank you, guys. Does
Thank you.
anyone have any questions? Please feel free to raise your hand. All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. It's great as usual to hear from you guys.
Yes, thank you.
I did want to know, summertime, is it, so I know for the younger children, it may not, but are there any paid opportunities in the summer with HEAF?
So what we're doing right now is just helping our students apply through SYEP for the most part, and funneling them through
Okay, and
that.
helping them.
Yeah, and we also have some other opportunities that we share out within our network. So that interest forum is probably the best way to, even if your student doesn't end up attending programming, at least we have you in the system. We just had a partnership with American Museum of Natural History, and they have some internships coming up that we can always send out to the community as well.
How are you?
Okay, yes, please do.
And to the
Sorry,
other
guys, I didn't know you were
organizations,
talking.
and to the other organizations, we are always looking to partner. We currently have a pilot program with the PAL, the Police Athletic League in the Harlem Center. And so they offer athletics, obviously, and we offer academics. So why not try to partner? And so we have a pilot program of about 20 kids from PAL that have been taking our courses. So we're always welcome to partnerships and things, and we're really trying to branch out and really serve the community. And so if there's any synergies there, please let us know. Please reach out. We love to partner.
Like when we speak, we can get the whole screen on it, so we see the. Well, I don't
Trying
know
to see more. All right.
the-
While they hash that out, I want to tell you thank you so much for coming and presenting. If one of you would be so kind to forward us the information for the virtual open house, and then we can ask to just share it with our communities. I know it's short notice, but you never know. So Thank you so much. If you forward that to us. All right, great. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you, Samantha. And hopefully we'll see you again next year. Stefan and Kai are regulars at this point. So
Yes.
we'll see
Thank
you
you
next
so
year.
much.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm gonna go. I see Claire's been waiting patiently. Hi, Claire. I know you're with Creative Artworks. Do you need to share screen?
Yes. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay, so
And I'm gonna make you a
actually,
co-host.
I'm gonna share my screen for a PowerPoint, but our executive director, Karen Jolicor, who is in the office, is gonna be speaking.
Well,
If that's okay.
should I trade places with you? Because
sure
you're the
can,
one
if
who's
you'd like
on
to.
camera. Do you mind?
Not at all.
Okay. So we're
Yes.
gonna do a little, we're really embracing the hybrid format. Also,
The
hello
hybrid,
everyone.
yeah.
Nice to
Yeah.
meet you / see you.
I spent a few minutes at Housing and Preservation right next door before I realized that I wasn't in the right
That's
spot.
perfect.
Your new digs are very impressive here, you all. So, all right, Claire, take us away.
Sorry, hold on one moment. It's
Sure.
Right. Nice to see you as well, Karen.
Likewise, I thought I was going to get to see you in person. Sorry, not be doing
That's the
that.
theme of the night. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Next time, next time.
Well,
I'm so
Claire's
sorry.
next.
I'm having difficulty with the screen
Okay.
share. This is sort of an unexpected.
That's okay. Claire, you can, if you want, we can go to the next presenter and we'll come right back to you if you want to give it a few minutes.
Sure. Well,
No pressure, no pressure. Just want to make sure you don't feel pressure with all the eyes on you. That's how I feel.
sure. If we can skip that real quick and
Okay, we'll come right
I'll
back
try
to
and get
you.
it back. Thank you.
This will
Sorry
be,
about that.
don't worry. We've been doing it for 2-3 years and it's still a little tedious. It's helpful and it's a convenient thing because we can kind of zoom in from anywhere, but it's a little tedious still, especially screen sharing. I'm gonna jump in with Broadway Housing Community really quickly because I wanted to make sure I fit them in. Giselle, thank you for showing up. Please pardon me for neglecting to have you and your team on the agenda, but you were, of course, I knew I had replied to the email, so please pardon me. But yes, would you mind presenting now?
We wouldn't mind. I'm gonna
Oh, you
take,
were Tuesday. I didn't see you. Hi. Oh,
I
wow.
joined shortly
Hi.
after Giselle. Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Wow. Hello.
So if anyone's not familiar, I'm Jaritza with BHC. I'm the homework club coordinator, and Giselle's also here with me. She's the YLI community organizer.
Nice.
I would need
Okay.
I need ability to share my screen.
I'm gonna do that right now. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Floor is yours.
Thank you. All righty. So today we're going to be talking about the Homework Club. It is a free remote affinity group that provides staff and resources to scholars ages 7 and up. Recently, we've been providing services to college students as well. And we're moving on to our spring semester at the end of this week. And that will be starting January 8th. So if you have any scholars that are interested in free tutoring, I'll be able to send the application for the spring semester in the chat shortly. We collaborate with the City Tutors, which is also another nonprofit, to provide free tutoring. And all of the tutors are volunteer tutors. So we have certain expectations for them that aren't the same for like paid tutors. So we don't try to put a lot of pressure on them to be positive. I mean, well, we do expect them to be positive role models, but we don't expect them to be substitute parents, social workers, therapists, or take on any extra role that's not in their capacity because they're not fully trained to do that. Any requirements for scholars would be the application, of course, the signed parent handbook for the year, and their previous year final report card. And if any of these requirements are missing, usually we say that they can't start their sessions, but due to a big academic need, especially because of the pandemic, we try not to enforce that too much. And these are short reminders and expectations. The most important one is our scheduling. Tutoring occurs Mondays through Fridays between 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Some scholars do have Saturday to Sunday sessions, but the only thing that we emphasize is that parents should note that sometimes our staff isn't able to assist them with that. So they have to be super present and assist the tutors with any situation that they need to negotiate during the weekends. But if they do have an issue, they can feel free to reach out to us via phone or email at Tenant Services or at my personal, at my work phone or at the BHC phone number, which is listed below. And then Giselle, would you like to talk about YLI? I can do it if you don't want to. Okay. So Giselle runs YLI, which is the Youth Leadership Institute, and it's a transformative program that focuses on education, advocacy, workforce development, and leadership and community development. Some of the things that we've done in the past were go on college trips. Last year in April, we went to Fordham University, and we also went to NYU, right? Mm-hmm. And had 2 student-led tours, which was really nice. And lastly, we have an upcoming event. It's a speed tutoring event to close off the Homework Club fall semester. And basically, students will join in and have one-on-one tutoring with a peer tutor based on whatever academic need that they may have. And the event will last about an hour. So it's on this Thursday from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. And it's a come in and get assistance based on your need. It's not like a very kind of like set in stone thing. So students don't have the pressure to like apply and then, you know, ask for a tutor right away. So you just drop in, get a tutor, and leave whenever you're done with your session. That's all. Thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's funny.
Of course.
So the kids do not need to be current students?
Right.
The kids don't have to be Homework Club students, but we encourage
Okay.
them to be Homework Club students. This is kind
Okay.
of like an intro to what the Homework Club is. So for anyone that's interested in free tutoring, this is an opportunity for them to understand how the program works.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a great idea. That's a great
Yeah.
idea. All right.
I'll
I
give
want to
all the
open it
credit
up.
to
Oh,
Michael
go ahead.
from the City Tutors. I did not come up with it.
It's a good idea because if
Yeah.
you're not sure if you want to do it or you feel kind of shy about it, this way you can kind of try it out and see if it's something you would like to do or if it's
Yeah.
helpful, etc. Yeah, that's awesome. I
Yeah.
want to open up the floor to see if anyone else has questions for Broadway housing. And I wanted to tell you guys, oh, just I see you put some link in the chat. I wanted to ask you guys to please send us the tutoring, the event as well, because I would be very happy to
Yes,
share it.
yes.
That's fantastic.
We
Yeah.
shared all the resources with you guys via email.
Okay. All right. Oh, yes, that's right. I did see that. Okay. Someone else also, we had a couple great emails I was trying to go through it as much as I could before the meeting started. Thank you very much for that. All right. Wonderful. Thank you. Good to see you both.
Likewise, thank you all for listening.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Okay, go.
Oh, so quickly, I know Broadway housing, is it at both sites or where is the homework club?
The Homework Club is completely remote, so anyone has access to it as long
Oh.
as they have an electronic device.
Oh, okay, that's good, that's good. Thank you, and thank you for your
That's very
presentation.
good to know.
No problem. Thank
I'm
you.
glad you said that, Deirdre. Okay. Completely remote. Great. All right. Thank you. Claire, do you want to have the spotlight back on you?
Badly troubleshooting.
Still troubleshooting a little bit, unless Karen wants to do it manually, but we can work a little bit. I can try a little bit longer.
We think we know what she's experiencing and we're working on it. If you'd like to have someone else go ahead, and if we can't figure it out with one more person, then we'll
Come back.
just.
No,
Yeah.
it can be one more, 2 more. It's really at your discretion. We're happy to, we'll just keep trying. No big deal.
Thanks.
We'll work together. Teamwork makes the dream work. No worries. Okay then. So let's see. I know Naomi is here. I saw her sign in from Figure Skating in Harlem. There you are. Hi, Naomi. If you'd
Hi,
like
Shanika.
okay. If you'd like to, yes, the floor is yours. Do you need to share your screen at all?
I won't share. I'll just put links in the chat after I'm done speaking.
Wonderful.
But thank you for having us here. I'm Naomi West. I'm the Vice President of Development at Figure Skating in Harlem, and I'm here on behalf of our program team who is busy with the kids that we're serving this evening. So I'd love to just update everyone on the programs that we have. Figure Skating in Harlem is the only organization in the world that exists specifically to help girls of color who are under-resourced excel in life through access to the sport of figure skating and academic and leadership support. We have a core program called I Can Excel, so the abbreviation is ICE, and that core program last year served about 155 girls. This year it expanded by 10%, so we have 170 kids in our programming right now. We have a site in Harlem that is our office and academic center, and we also skate at Riverbank State Park. So the girls cycle through in cohorts every week between the academic center for development in what we're focusing on this year is debate, STEM, and entrepreneurship, and then over to the rink where they receive fitness and wellness training and ice time. And we also have a Winter Dreams program, which is a truncated version of our core program that's available to kids who aren't sure they want to commit for a full year. That is running currently. It just started this past weekend, and we're still enrolling students in that. So I'll put the link in the chat for that if there's anyone you know that's interested in getting on the ice. That's in Central Park at Woolman Rink, and it'll run until March. As far as our programming, each year we have 2 events that are coming up. The first is our winter skating party, which is a community-centric skating day in Central Park, where people can get on the ice with our girls and their families and skate around. It's a full day of fun. Tickets to that are $20 and include a raffle ticket, so we try to keep the pricing affordable. If you go to Woolman on your own and rent skates, it's closer to $40, so it's a really good deal. And I'll share the flyer for that in the chat also if there's anyone that you'd like to share that with. It's open to everyone. We also have an ice show, and this year's theme we're excited about is Journey to Oz. There's no place like home. We're going to be covering Wicked, The Wizard of Oz, and of course for the 50th anniversary, returning to Broadway, The Wiz. And we're excited about that specifically because Harlem Shake is partnering with us on a Wiz milkshake in January and February. So if you go by Harlem Shake and pick up that milkshake, we get some proceeds from that sale. So we'd be very grateful if you want to try that out. The theme of No Place Like Home is related to what we're currently really aiming for. We have a Disney series that was filming all last year. The premiere of that was delayed due to the writer's strike, but our preview for that should be announced in February. And then the series is scheduled to air in early 2025. And throughout that series, it's 5 hours. We have the kids talking about how much they need more ice and they need more space so that they can engage more deeply with our programs and become more competitive skaters and more serious students. Right now, we're at our maximum capacity of space, and without additional places to put children, we can't serve them if they show promise in athletics or academics, or if they have additional needs in those areas. We're at our maximum available space for what we have access to. So we are on the hunt for and planning building a rink of our own, and that'll be throughout the Disney film. Like, the kids talk about it over and over and over again, how much they just need a place where they can be on the ice and where they can have more access to our team. So that is the big exciting thing on the horizon, and we're hoping that the Disney premiere will launch us into being able to announce where that site can be and a capital campaign to move that vision forward. So I'll put links for all of the things I have links to in the chat. When we get the Disney preview, I will certainly share it with you all because we're really excited, and we're hoping to have a premiere event in early 2025 that we'll make sure you're invited to. But if anyone has any questions, please let me know. We're so grateful for the West Harlem Development Corporation support. We're so grateful to get to present to the community board because you do such a great job of sharing everyone's work with people in the neighborhood so that they can learn about all of these amazing programs, and we're glad to be a part of that. Thank you for your time.
Congratulations on the completion of the Disney filming and the possibility, very real possibility, of building your rink. Congratulations. That is a dream come true.
Yeah, it really would be.
Wonderful news. Yes, I'm very excited for you. I see a couple of hand claps in the chat, including my own. Does anyone have any questions for Figure Skating in Harlem? All right, Naomi, as usual, nice. Yes, really nice to hear from you. And send us your form when you get a moment, and we'll be happy to sign it. All right, thank you. All right. I don't want to put the pressure on, so I'm not gonna ask Claire any questions. I was gonna go to the next person, but you let me know. All right. All right, she's muted, so I'm gonna. Deirdre, were you talking to me?
I was speaking to Karen.
Okay. All right. So let's go with Wendy Hillier. Oh, yes. Doria sent me a bunch of wonderful links and things. Oh my God, I was so hyped. I was like, look at WHGF. Good job. Good job. Okay.
No problem.
Yes, wonderful. Wonderful to see you again. Do you need screen sharing abilities?
No, I'll just speak.
Okay, everybody's freestyling today for the most part. Great, great, great. No, really, it's nice. It's nice to engage with everyone. Okay, the floor is yours.
Yes, I'm sorry if I'm like coughing a lot, just getting over a cold. So thank you so much, Community Board 9 for hosting this. My name is Doria Josma. I'm the development manager at the Wendy Hillier Gymnastics Foundation. This is actually my second MCB9 meeting. I met with you guys earlier, like I think around March or April. So it's great to be back. So I'm gonna be brief, I promise. Just gonna share a little bit of our 2023 highlights and upcoming 2024 events. So for those of you who don't know or are not familiar with Wendy Hillier Gymnastics Foundation, so we are located in Harlem. We also have a Detroit site. We've been in operation since '96, so going on about 27 years. Wendy Hilliard Foundation was founded by the Wendy Hilliard. She is a Hall of Famer, USA Gymnastics Hall of Famer, and the first Black woman to compete internationally in rhythmic gymnastics. So there's a little fun fact about our founder and CEO. And thus far for the year 2023, we've been serving the community in areas of community gymnastics. So we have classes, we have weekday and Saturday classes. We have a competitive gymnastics team. In this team, we train them rigorously to go on to compete nationally, internationally, at the college level, and at the professional level. So, our overarching goal is to produce elite athletes from underserved communities. Our classes and programs are typically low cost to free. We offer scholarships for those who qualify. And yeah, we've served about 671 students, program participants this year. 100 of them are from the MCD9 district. So that's that's great to know and be able to serve this community. We have two special events coming up in 2024. So we have our annual Harlem Gymnastics Invitational event. So we had it earlier this year. So next year will be our 9th annual. And we are incorporating our inaugural New York City Championships. So this event will take place February. So it's a 3-day event. So it'll take place February 23 through February 25th. 25. So I can also link the flyer for that as well. This is a free event to the community. And yeah, it's fun. We have sponsorship, volunteering opportunities. So I'll share that information with you all as well. And our next big event is the 2024 gala, our annual gala. So this will be held on Thursday, June 12, 2024, at the New York Athletic Club. And then yeah, other highlights of this year. We've been very active. We've been cruising. We launched our Champion Sports Mom podcast. So far we have 11 episodes posted. So we have a YouTube channel, Apple, Spotify, I believe. So we're on those platforms. And this podcast is basically just a safe space for mothers and parents of athletes, low level, collegiate level athletes. They get to share their stories, their challenges, their highs and lows of being moms to elite athletes. So it's a pretty interesting podcast. We also launched the Alexis Page Scholarship Fund this year at our annual Going for the Gold benefit. This was a fun-filled event, by the way, which was joined by Mayor Eric Adams, and we received a proclamation for the Wendy Hillier Gymnastics Day, which is officially June 1st. So that was pretty cool. And we had our annual summer camp
which is typically 5 weeks. We had over 80 participants. And some of our activities included a Broadway show, courtesy of our friends at Disney who donated these tickets. We visited museums, we had outdoor fun and games, and just a lot of engaging, and of course gymnastics training. And I'm gonna kind of wrap it up here, and just mention our international athletes. So we have 2 special athletes, Zaquay Carter. He won the bronze medal at the Senior World Championships in Birmingham, England, in November. And one of our other elite athletes, Aries Wickham, she's gonna compete in Argentina and represent the Wendy Hilliard Foundation later this month. Last year, she competed in Israel. And recently she came in 3rd place at a rhythmic artistic gymnastics invitational in Miami. So some highlights, some shout outs to some of our elite athletes. And yeah, that's pretty much how we're doing. Thank you guys for giving me the floor to speak. If anyone has questions, definitely let me know. I'll link my email address in the chat, along with the other links to the upcoming events for us. So thank you.
That's fantastic. Congratulations, especially on the international athletes. That's amazing,
Yes.
amazing news. Yes. I have a quick question for
Thank
you. The invitational, you'll be selling tickets? When will you begin selling tickets to that? I know you said it will
So
be in February, but
yes, so I'm sorry. So I'll link the flyer. So this is a free event to the community. So those that have to pay are those that will be performing and
okay.
competing. So
All right.
yes, so I'll share the link in the chat right now.
I saw the
And
flyer, but I was like, oh, well, how much does it cost? All right. Good, good, good. Thank you so
yes,
much. Does anyone
and
have any
thank you for your
questions?
questions.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming to present to us, and keep up the good work. That's fantastic. 600 something students. My goodness. That's the kind of, I mean, and that's what Naomi was just talking about, right? Having the space to be able to accommodate more students, because if you build it, they will come, which is
Yeah,
all approving. So it's really wonderful. Yeah. Keep it up.
yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Absolutely. All right, Claire, how are you?
We're
I
good.
see you.
We're good to go if we can.
I was so excited. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was like, I really want to see this presentation. I hope she can get it. Let's make you a co-host.
Okay.
All right, Claire, the floor
Okay,
is
I hope
yours.
it lives up to expectations.
No worries. No, thank you for taking the time to do it. We're happy to.
All right. So while Claire is getting this going, Claire's our development manager. She's back from home office. I'm Karen Jolie-Kerr. I'm the executive director, which is probably, I guess that was a very recent change if we saw you in last January. In any case, we are coming to you at a very funny point in our year where the WHDC funding is concerned, as always, because a lot of this programming is weighted to the spring. So we'll tell you a little bit about what we did last spring, which is also a precursor to what we're doing this coming year. And some of the programs have already launched. So you may already know us. We're 37 years old, and we exist to equip children, teens, and young adults with essential tools and skills, and to connect them with their communities and their academic life and career possibilities, and hopefully inspire new ideas and opportunities for the future. We've been around since 1986. Our in-school programs have been around for, oh my gosh, it's really been a while now, since 2012. And our in-school programs take the form of straight up art education, and sometimes also arts integration. And these are integrated or aligned literacy-based visual arts programs that we're providing under the WHDC grant. This past spring, we served A. Philip Randolph Campus High School with a program in alignment with their Foundations program, which exists to help bridge all of their freshmen to the high school experience. And one of the things that they do in that class is study effective habits for teens, the highly effective teens. Yeah, 7 habits for highly effective people, which has been repurposed for the teenage set. But that approach was so successful that they wanted us to do more in their ELA programming. So we design lessons and lesson plans to help them investigate their sense of purpose in the world, how they navigate the world, their sense of identity. And it was so successful last year that the school has asked us to expand the programming by a couple of weeks. And we've also added a section. There's a whole other class this year. So we served 375 students with this last year, and we'll be serving about 400 students with a 14-week program this year. Claire can give you some additional examples of the projects. I won't read to you. The artwork is lovely and speaks for itself. That one with the face profile said, "The clouds of elevating joy, the big island of joy." And then over their brain said, "The land of overwhelming." It's really beautiful. Some wonderful feedback there from our students. We are also under this grant returning to in-school programming at PS 368, which was the Hamilton Heights School and is now the William Lynch School. That was 87 students last spring. And everyone wants mixed media this year. Hands-on is what we're hearing at every age: primary school, middle school, high school. A great quote from one of our partnering assistant principals is, "We need you to help us engage minds through hands." And also at every level, we're hearing that the issues from the pandemic, our kids are still rebounding, and there are ideas, there are thoughts, there are passions. Help us help them articulate it and bring it out and reflect on their work and present their work. If they can present their work, they own the content. And so everything we do has the opportunity for students to present their work in the end. These are some wonderful dioramas that were then animated. It's wonderful following. They do stop motion animation with their own sets and figures. There's a little, is this gonna launch? There we go. That's great. Yeah. And we have already begun this year's programs back at PS 153, which is co-located with William Lynch. This is a program, this is a picture from just last week. Literacy-based arts. We have first grade students responding to "My Hands Sing the Blues" by Gene Walker, which is about Ramar Bearden. And everything we're doing in this program is aligning to a text. As we advance, we'll see that there are torn paper collages that were inspired by Leah Leone's Frederick, and self-portraits inspired by "I Like Myself." And at the end, I'll have, when Claire stops navigating the presentation, she can throw into the chat a blog that we've written about this program, because it's a little bit of a deeper dive and it's really lovely. I loved this artwork envisioning summer last spring. So all of these programs are ongoing under the grant this spring. And we can share the PowerPoint with you. There are some few metrics at the end about all the value of art and education, which we know is a room of believers, so we don't have to, but it's great to have the numbers and the metrics. So I also did want to mention, as an aside, it's not what's funded under the grant, but our last summer public season of our public art youth employment program was just incredible. We had 7 work sites, and while we didn't have Montefiore Square right here in your yard, your front yard, we did have youth created art commissioned by the new Trader Joe's opening up on 125th Street. So that will have artwork created by Creative Artworks Youth Apprentices in it. We did an amazing oral histories project, and East Harlem would love to do that in West Harlem. And so we can drop the wrap-up newsletter from the Public Art Youth Employment Summer Season in the chat too. And I declare it, I leave anything out. Anybody have questions?
Parks.
Oh, parks, yeah, so we mentioned this park, we're hoping to return to this area with some potential projects that are in development with Upper Manhattan Parks. And we're waiting on some potential funding streams for that to come through, so you may see youth apprentices creating public art in the park in this neighborhood again soon, so stay tuned.
You know, I shouldn't be talking. Can I say, should I say something? Yeah, no, I just wanted to say that, well, I went to high school of music and art at a time when the arts, all kinds of arts were very, very much a part of the curriculum. It's a disgrace because elite schools, the Ivies, they all have it. Right now, we're facing real depression for a lot of adolescents, you know, and they need this to express.
Yes.
And also to be in touch with their authentic selves.
Yeah.
Rather than this mass production that they get through the media, through social media. It's really almost a crisis. And that's why this stuff, I don't know if you're political about this at all, but it really, something should be, in a sense, a movement to say this is an important part of our children's development.
Yes.
And to slight it is a debasement of the educational experience.
It is, and we hope to help balance the scales in terms of, you know, we're not there to stuff kids with content so much as give them avenues to reflect on what they're studying and their perspectives on it. And visual art translates very well to things like realizing there's multiple perspectives that can be examined, or iteration, right? The iterative process of the visual arts and materials not acting on the page the way that you expect them to or in your hands. That process of reckoning with that goes to persistence, which is one key positive academic behavior. And we do see and hear about transformations when young people who may lack confidence in another area, they are seen through another lens, they explore their studies through another lens, and then they're able to navigate their academic life in a different way. And it just goes straight to self-efficacy and agency. That's why we are a creative youth development organization as much, or maybe more so than specifically an art education organization, you know?
No, I mean, it's part of the dimensionality of being a human being.
Exactly.
I mean, that's where all art science comes from, is the beginning expressions of art. Whether we aped the animals that danced in a certain way and we became, or their music in terms of the sounds they made, it's the beginning of man's development.
We're teaching that very thing at a middle school in the Bronx because we're pushing into 6th grade social studies, and they are studying the dawn of man, and they are making hand stencil cave.
Oh, yeah, like Lascaux.
Yeah, well, Lascaux is the sphere, but that's another one, Borneo. And yes, I am here. I'm observing my natural world. This the beginning of man, the beginning of art. So we could talk all day, but we won't.
This is absolutely amazing. I just wish your programs, we can have more of your programs in more schools. Yes. Absolutely so important. And especially, I mean, talking about a transition from like middle school to high school and coming out of COVID and actually seeing, I'm thinking back at children that are, I look through my own grandson's work, right? And I'm looking for his homework, but on every page, I don't see notes, but I see a doodle, right? So he has some kind of something visual that, and so.
We're right here at 192 as well, doing a cultural after school adventures program there after school too. That's outside of the activities that we're here to report on. But
okay. No, I was gonna ask if you had something that was outside of the three schools.
And a CASA program at William Lynch as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and an additional program at A. Philip Randolph Campus High School where we push into their anatomy and physiology class. We teach an anatomy and physiology art lab We've been doing this there for years. Principal Fanning, if there are people in the queue, I can send you something about it, but Principal Fanning wanted something special for his hard chargers and advanced placement students who are on this medical track. Says, you know, we work very hard to bolster the kids who need the support, but these kids work really hard and they need something too. And sometimes they're very much about being right and having the correct answers, and the art takes them in a completely different way. And they examine all of their anatomy and physiology lessons through artistic media like three-dimensional sculpture projects on organs and cell anatomy through watercolor and even stitching cell projects, because people are lacking dexterity now to do sutures.
Wow.
And so this manual dexterity is another thing we're working very hard on with our students this year. So.
Wait, people are losing manual dexterity? Why? They're on their phones all the time. Oh, we're only using our thumbs. Got it.
And the little ones, not so little ones, after 2.5 years of everything screened, we're finding elementary students who don't know how to use scissors.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Need to get their hands in clay to just make up for some of the motor skills that are really lacking.
Wow.
It's surprising. We're seeing it, we're hearing it. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. We're gonna evolve like that.
All these kids that are just.
I want to say really quickly that I'm really glad that you took the time to get the presentation up, because it's really great to hear about it, but I wanted to see the artwork. And, you know, Karen, you've been here many times, and I don't know if you know this, but my daughter did a creative artworks thing at the Hudson Pier when she was like 4. This is like over 10 years ago. And so I met you a long time ago. And well, all that to say that it's always been really pleasing to watch the organization grow. And then watching the kids, what they did with the book Frederick, I really enjoyed that. That was really nice and the Romero Burden, it was really nice to see that art. So thank you for taking the time. Claire, I know it was tedious, but you persevered and you pushed through. And so thank you very much for that. I don't want to take away from any questions that anyone else may have. It's quiet in the chat. I think everybody's just listening, and we all kind of laughed when you said that thing about the manual dexterity. That's something to think about. I don't know how we're going to change that, but that is definitely something to think about.
Yeah, right. So before you move on, I just want to say I'm going to stay and listen to a little bit, but I have a family in my proverbial village fielding a family emergency.
Okay.
I need to go support, so I'll be here for excuse me for darting out when I do.
That's okay. And I will say, actually, and this is open to everyone here as well, I believe. I don't see why not. Deirdre, correct me if I'm wrong. The Manhattan Borough President's having a public hearing on the continuation of online meetings. Even if you can't attend, you can still submit testimony if you feel one way about it or the other. This format, I think, is really great for bringing a large amount of people to a situation where they may not have had time to do so otherwise. And so I am in favor of the hybrid format. You do not have to be, but if you feel like you wanted to share your opinion, I'm certainly happy to get that information to everybody on this chat. I'll find it and post the link in the chat. All right. And then when you leave, Karen, that's absolutely fine. Stay as long as you can. Claire, of course, you're welcome to stay as long as you can. And let's move on down the line. Khalil, you've been waiting for a while. It's really nice to see you. Please unmute and tell us what's new with Urban Assembly for the Performing Arts.
Awesome. First, Deirdre and Shanika, so awesome to see you two. It's been quite some time, but I'm definitely glad to be on this call to report some things. First and foremost, my name is Khalil Starks. I am the Director of Development and Partnerships at Urban Assembly School for the Performing Arts. Fun fact, and I think it's a great segue from what the previous organization is talking about. We are a New York City public school that offers the performing arts. We're high school. We do not audition. We offer theater, dance, and vocal. We're actually in a place now where we have a lot of seats available for next year high school students and the years after. So we're actually looking for middle school students who are interested in the performing arts, who would love to come our way. Again, we don't audition, we don't screen, so there's no fear. We welcome everybody, welcome the diamonds in the rough. We've definitely found that when we open our doors, we have had students in the past where, you know, we've had students in the past who auditioned for LaGuardia, didn't get in, and then when they come to our school, they get the training and expertise. And one of our students, I believe it was last year, one of our former students was on Law and Order. He got his start with us. And so these are kind of students that we typically get, like students who are denied by the audition schools, we accept them, then they go on and do these amazing things. One of our other former students, she just did an off-Broadway play. She just did The Color Purple off-Broadway. And she was amazing in that. I didn't get to see it, but I did hear my assistant principal went and saw the show. But again, they get the training from us. And so to talk about the programming that we do have, so again, we offer theater, dance, and vocal. Because we are a high school that does not screen or audition, that means that we get far less funding from the Department of Education than the screen schools and the audition schools, right? So even though we receive less funding, we're always looking for additional support. And so I work very closely with Joanna from West Harlem Development Corporation, and they support us very greatly. And so this year they supported specifically with our dance program. I speak to my dance teacher every year when I rewrite this grant. I ask her, what are your priorities for the students? Every year she says, if we can't get anything else in the classroom, I want to have a ballet teacher and an African genre teacher. And so we got both. And so basically these are private instructors who come into the classroom once a week throughout the entire school year and work with every grade during the day. And the purpose of her wanting this is so that, you know, the students aren't getting used to just working with her as a teacher, but get used to working with outside organizations. And so this year specifically, we do have African genre dance. We do have ballet genre dance. There's a few other genres that's not funneled, that's not happening through the grant. That also happens in dance class. And so they've been working on a project this whole semester. And so next week, Wednesday and Thursday, they get to perform their pieces at Harlem School of the Arts. We are having our winter showcase there. I see Mr. Horton on the call. So everybody is invited. I will put the link in the chat in terms of where you can purchase tickets. You can purchase tickets online, but it will be next Wednesday and Thursday at Harlem School of the Arts. And so that's the first piece. The second piece we did have, again, and this is all because we don't receive as much funding as the traditional audition schools. So we're always trying to find ways, because we believe regardless of the level of skill or whatever of our students deserve just as much support as the students in the audition schools. They shouldn't receive less support just because they did an audition. And so through the grant, we was also able to get our senior students up to Philadelphia to go on a college tour. I can't remember the schools off the top of my head, but they did visit 3 schools. 2 I do remember. One was Lincoln University, one was Cheney, and I think the other was Temple. So those were the 3 schools. It was an overnight trip too. So great experience for them to get out and see a few college campuses, get that experience. A lot of our students have never even left their communities. So it was great for them to just, get that experience. And then moving on to the spring semester, what we're also doing, again, we do have a lot of seats available at our school. And so one of the things we realized with high school enrollment is that we have to catch them early, right? So even in September, when 8th grade students are thinking about high school, they're already, them and the guidance counselors are really all over the place. So what we're planning is to have a big enrollment block party at our school. And so we're trying to have it in May. And we want to invite local middle schools within District 4, 5, and 6. Local, specifically targeting current 7th grade students, because we know next year they're going to be applying for high school, right? So we want to target those students who are interested in theater, dance, and vocal, because we want to fill these seats. And just to add on to the last presenters, We are in a process of forging a long-term partnership with HSA. So the more students we get to fill these seats, we can actually expand our majors beyond theater, dance, and vocal, right? So even though we are performing arts school, we could have a painting class that, for instance, does scenic design, and that's the major that supports the performing arts. So even though they're not performing arts, they're not directly performing arts, we still categorize them as performing arts because they're supporting the performing arts. So any students, current 7th grade students who are interested in the performing arts and preparing to go to high school, we are looking to have that enrollment block party in May. We do want to invite all students interested in the arts. Again, they don't have to be interested in theater, dance, or vocal per se, because we are looking to expand our majors. And so we welcome them with open arms, no audition necessary. And I think that's it. Any questions?
No question for me, just congratulations. Lydia, you have your hand up?
Yeah, I'm just interested, what actually determined you not to have auditions? I'm just interested in the philosophy behind that.
So the founding principal actually opened up the school, and she wanted a space where, students who, I'm actually an alumni of the school. I was a part of the second graduating class. I think I forgot to mention that. And so the purpose was, when you audition for LaGuardia, Frank Sinatra, Talents Unlimited, they expect you to have prior experience, prior training. And so there are some talented people out there who have had no training. And so we can take them in and groom them and give them the training and the expertise. They can go out into the world and be amazing. And again, we have proof of that. We've seen those students. Like I said, we had a student on Law and Order who received no previous training prior to coming to our school. And so we just want to continue to keep that going and expand our offerings and continue to make more generations great.
Excellent. Congratulations, Khalil.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.
That's great news.
I'm glad you have the space that, that you're able to open up for more students. I had a quick, as you were talking about the dance teacher, I was thinking about the ballet room, about the bars, the floor, when we had our visit. And so in my mind, just saying congratulations and excited to hear all the updates.
Thank you. And I'll put all the information for the enrollment block party and the show next week. It's next week, Wednesday and Thursday. I'll put all that information in the chat.
All right, please do. And now question for you really quickly. I know SCA had promised to do some work. Has that started? How's that looking?
So we were in the process we had a list of stuff that we wanted to do. And then I don't know if you all know, but Megan actually left, so she's no longer our principal.
Okay.
So we started the work, and then once she left, things sort of shifted. And so this is where we're in the process of like I said, having a long-term partnership with Harlem School of the Arts. And so because of that partnership and really looking into what that's going to look like, everything else is sort of put on the back burner. And so once the HSA partnership is laid out and fully go, then my school, and I'm sure Mr. Horton will talk more about that, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, that's good. That's good news. That you have at least something else brewing, because dealing with and for whoever doesn't know, SCA is a school construction authority. Dealing with anything with the DOE, or with with the city is a headache. So, I was glad to hear that you have something else going on. So that's good. That's good news. But keep us in the loop. And if you need any support, that we've been happy to help you in the past, and we'll be happy to support you again. You're doing good work. And having the no audition policy is so amazing, because you have great students with this raw talent. And if they haven't had access to being able to be trained, know how to hold how do you call your stomach breath and things like that, then they wouldn't. Oh, and I got some training at HSA, Mr. Horton, so that's good. But if you don't have it, that doesn't mean that you should be dissuaded from pursuing your passion. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy. So it's great. It's really good. So keep up the good work. We'll always welcome to have you at our meetings.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And so that is perfect segue into Harlem School of the Arts. Mr. Horton, please, you unmuted. Feel free to have the floor. Would you like me to make you a co-host?
Yes, if you can make me a co-host, that'd be wonderful.
My
Thank you.
pleasure.
And while you do that, I just want to say thank you to you all. You are doing exceptional work. Really honored to hold this space with you. So big up to you all, seriously. All right.
Yep.
So welcome to HSA. We have quite a few things that have been going on this fall. So before I get into my presentation, would love to just let you know what has happened. One of the most notable things, our media and design program is doing all types of great stuff. They partnered with Harlem Fashion Row earlier this fall around the reopening of H&M on 125th Street. And our students were able to produce a series of hoodies, limited edition hoodies, that'll be on sale in H&M. I think they're actually still there. So by all means, when you get a chance, go check them out. Students also had the opportunity to produce a few murals at Wallman Rink, celebrating ice skating and specifically one of the first Black ice skaters in Harlem. So really cool work there. Our dance students are continuing to dance all over the city, and they are opening up for the Rockettes Christmas Spectacular at Radio City Music Hall on December 22nd, all Black and brown girl kick line. Last year was the first year that we did it, but they invited us back. So it's really, really awesome, and looking forward to seeing our girls again do that showcase. Our theater students are producing Cinderella, a Harlem story. So a little bit of a twist on it this year, and that's going to be going up in January in our theater at the school. Our spring musical is going to be Sister Act, and our music program is under a reimagining. And I can't wait to tell you all about it once we're ready to sort of lift the veil, if you will. But I will just leak a little bit. Ever been curious about studying jazz? So that's all I'm going to say. Really great thing that's happening in 2024 at the Harlem School of the Arts is that we are celebrating our 60th anniversary year. And with that, we're having our 60th anniversary gala. And the theme for this year's gala is Bridgerton. And this is one of the things that we've never done before, is really involve our students sort of in soup to nuts, and really the inception and the design of the gala, and really think about it as dinner theater. We sort of got tired of sort of the stale, you come, you hear some speeches, see some performances, bit on some artwork. We want this to be a completely immersive experience and celebrate Black excellence and 60 years of Black excellence, and really lifting up our founder, Dorothy Maynor. As Khalil said, with that 60-year anniversary, we're expanding our vision of service to the community and looking at doing some different things in terms of engaging schools in a much more substantive way, and going deeper in terms of exploring an integrated approach to arts education. So not just doing arts the way we've done arts before, but really expanding that and looking at how we can use art to infuse and complement Common Core. So what does it look like to teach math through music, or ELA through theater, or even math through media arts and design? This has sort of been what we've done in the other iterations of the Harlem School of the Arts, but this year, 2024, we are going all the way in. Again, we're a cultural hub, nurturing generations of young artists, equipping students with everything they need to succeed in the 21st century, continuing to encourage appreciation of the arts, and then constantly working to train the next generation of artists and arts professionals. One of the things that I think is most interesting about the school is that probably about 80% of the kids who come through HSA will not go on to pursue careers in the arts. But what we do know is that damn near 100% of the kids who participate in the arts show improved scores in every single thing. And one of the most important things, I think, is confidence. So once we can instill that confidence in our kids, prepare them to show up in their best, truest selves, that is what our goal is. And that is what the vision and sort of mission of everything that we do is here at HSA. So really briefly, coming out of the pandemic, and sort of since my tenure here at the school, I've been here for about a year now, we've reimagined a social impact and social justice strategy. We've traditionally been tuition-based, so we're starting to experiment with a few different models of engagement and starting to really lift the veil and remove all barriers of access to programming. One thing that we experimented with this fall and are still encouraging people to apply for is the Keenan Scholars Artist Collective, which is a free teen after-school program, and we're calling it our Artist Sampler. So every young person who goes through this program will experience theater, media arts and design, performing arts, as well as music. The only thing we didn't put in here is dance, because our dance teachers, it's a more matriculated process through that program. But the other programs, you can sort of taste a sampler of them if you wish. So this program has been going on since mid-November, and we're going to open enrollment again at the top of the new year. So please keep in mind this for your teens who may be interested in continuing to engage in an after-school arts program environment. One of the great things about this program, due to the generosity of the Keenan Charitable Trust, we're able to offer a stipend for young people to participate in this program. So this is a paid after-school program, which is really wonderful and helps alleviate students competing for that after-school job, if you will. Our Uptown Sound Experiment is another teen-free program in which we're inviting young people to be part of an all-city music ensemble, multi-genre, if you will, and really taking the lead of the young people and inviting them to create whatever they will in our music studios, working with music mentors and touring the city, playing music that they want to play, and in many cases, original pieces. So this application, again, is opening at the top of the new year, too. So if there's students in your program or that you're working with that you'd like to be a part of the Uptown Sound Experiment or use, if you will, please, by all means, share this with them, too. One of the many things that we have learned since coming back out of the pandemic and just repositioning ourselves and thinking of how to show up differently in service of our community is that it's bigger than the arts, and our kids need more academic support than ever. The achievement gap was already broad, now it's a chasm. It looks more like the Grand Canyon. So what can we do as an arts organization to help support the closing of that achievement gap? So what we did is open up free tutoring for all. You don't have to be a part of HSA to come to this program. We're working with students from the ages of 10 to 19 years old, Monday through Friday, roughly about 4 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. If you want to stay later, no one's going to put you out if you're doing homework or need academic help. So opening this space up for young people has really been, I think, quintessential to positioning us differently to think of more holistic youth development and not just the creative youth development or arts education. Lastly, a few upcoming ways to engage upcoming program opportunities. So our spring program, registration is open now and classes start January 10th. This is our traditional skills-based sequential arts lessons programming. We have a ton of financial aid available for folks. So please, by all means, you can find information about this program on our website. Last year, we experimented with some break programs, and we did a midwinter recess camp that happens during President's Week, and we're going to bring that back this year, working with young people ages 4 to 10 years old. And we're going to do the same with a spring break camp. These are intensives in which young people will have a chance to sample all of the art forms that you see below during these week-long camps. And then one thing that's not on here, but our summer camp, summer arts experience, will also be back starting at the top of the July, right after school's out, right after the 4th of July holidays. One other notable mention that I would love to say, we recently got some funding to start a video game design program. So it's going to be one of the first of its type in Central Harlem, working with students who are not in college, but building a partnership with City College that is right up the hill and their gaming pathways program. So our video game design program is going to be called Game On, and we'll be teaching students basic programming and video game design, and really trying to open up pathways for our students to be in Silicon Valley and be constructively disruptive to what that landscape is, and create some new seats for new minds and new thought. So that's what's going on at HSA, and thank you.
There's a lot going on at HSA. Thank you.
There's a lot. That's fantastic. Oh my God, I'm excited about I've heard about the video game class. So I'm excited it's coming to fruition. Congratulations.
Very cool. Thank you.
Um, you said you have the free tutoring. When did you start doing that?
So the free tutoring started in mid-November as well.
And how's that been going?
It's going pretty good. I would love to see more students in the space. But it's new to the culture here at the school. So it's going to take a little time before it truly takes roots. But it's been going well. We have some amazing tutors. Some are grad students, some are PhD students, some are retired teachers. So really just want to open it up to the community, invite folks to come over to get some academic support. When you come to HSA, all you got to do, I'm here for tutoring. They'll point you to the back, you sign in and sit down with a tutor.
Fantastic. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Thank you. Oh, go ahead, Deirdre. I was just gonna say, I'm so sorry. I was just gonna say that when you came and saw us about 2 years ago, and you talked about the vision coming forward for HSA. Matter of fact, it may have been more than 2 years ago because the construction wasn't finished on the front of the facade.
Yeah.
And you talked about the vision of expanding into the community. And now every time we see you, I see you taking steps towards that, you and your team. And I just want to tell you congratulations, because it's really easy to have an idea. We all know, I'm sure everyone here has had an idea. Putting it into fruition is a lot of red tape, a lot of missteps, and there's a lot of choices that are outside of your control that can happen for you and kind of impede your progress. So I want to tell you congratulations and thank you so much on behalf of the community, because even like Urban Assembly School for Performing Arts is benefiting. I know that maybe some work was done with Boys and Girls High at some point, or some kind of
And Girls
collaboration.
Club, yeah, we did a program with them last year.
Okay. And then the school next to you, they
Open
have some
Academy.
access. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see it. I see it happening. I see the vision. So that's really great. I can't
Thank
say
you.
congratulations enough. I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
Please, Deirdre, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I was gonna ask, in regards to tutoring, are they all subjects or specific subjects? Is it?
Every single subject.
Okay, every single
We
subject.
we hired up for sort of the core math, science, ELA, but they're so multifaceted and talented. These people are ridiculously smart and can pivot on a dime to support any young person who needs help in almost anything.
The other thing to say, thank you. The other thing I wanted to say, I think I was there maybe 2 weeks ago. We had a senior group with one of your artists, and we
Yeah,
did some painting.
paint.
And
Yeah.
I actually painted at something, and I was like, I didn't think I could do this jazz piece. I thought when we came, it was just going to be the apple, the whatever, but it actually was a Faith Ringgold, I think, painting or something like that. And it was really, really engaging and intriguing. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm just responding to the chat. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Horton and HSA? I want to make sure I'm going through. All right. Thank you so much for spending time with us. And I really appreciate how you started your spiel as well when you're talking about thank you to other organizations, because truly everybody kind of touches a part of the community. That way, maybe we can kind of create a net to save and capture as many of these beautiful young people as we can before they kind of fall to the wayside. So really thank you to everyone here that's doing that hard work, because it's not easy. And the teenagers today is rough. I remember thinking, somebody told us that when I was younger, like yesterday, somebody told us that we were, really bad behavioral and stuff. And now I'm looking and I'm thinking like, God, it's gotten a little worse. So it's it's going to take a lot of work. So thank you. All right. Now, Miss Willoughby, is it Tamara or Tamara?
Tamara.
Tamara? Okay. Well, the floor is yours. You've been waiting. You've been here. You're one of the first people to arrive.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for waiting all this time. We're happy to see you again. So please, the floor is yours. Do you need to share your screen?
No, I think I'm just gonna flow the way everyone's doing today. Again, thank you for having me, everyone. This will be my first time actually here. I'm usually in the background in the classrooms and schools with our students and youth. I'm with Rose to Success, and we are an organization where we are throughout Manhattan, Bronx, and Brooklyn. We offer after-school programs, summer camps, college and career exploration. We do workshops and conferences, leadership with kids throughout the city. We also do workforce development and youth employment. And we also run our Pathways curriculum. If you were familiar with College Access pre-COVID, it's kind of similar to what College Access offered. So I'm the coordinator of our Pathways and Career and Ready Exploration programs. Usually we push into 7th grade classes where we explore high school, college, and career. We take them on college tours. I think this year we took one of our active programs, New Design. We went to Seton Hall Law, where they got to sit down and actually participate in an actual lecture. They got to tour the school and sit with professors and current students. So right now we are in 7th grade focusing on high school. And we know as New Yorkers, if you went to school here, that's a really intense process. So we kind of get a head start with 7th grade. So kind of listening to Khalil and Mr. Horton, we have like 7th graders who I would love to actually bring them to your fair in May. But we also focus on financial literacy. We do financial literacy and career and financial goals. So right now we are actively in New Design and MS57 on the east side. We are also getting ready to start with our SYP programs. And I think in January for that meeting, we will have a group of our team in that department. We're going to be offering some parent and student workshops to get them prepared for that summer youth process. And we're thinking if we can get ahead on that, the students will be more likely to want to get engaged with that program, because we're noticing that we thought money was a big, oh, you're going to get paid. And we're learning that the kids just want to be outside. They are not interested in working. They're not interested in learning about college or just trade school. So we want to kind of try to get them early and kind of get their interest peaked. We will focus on non-traditional jobs as well in our courses. So internet, social media, we want to show them that, yes, these are the new careers, but how can we find a path to college and make it a long-lasting, successful career, not just something for the moment. So we really like working with other organizations, bringing people in, taking them to other companies to kind of just see what outside their neighborhood looks like. So that's what we'd be working on. And the ages we work on from 5 to 21. So we start with this really early. One of our elementary schools in Brooklyn is actually having a college and career fair right before Christmas, bringing the fun aspects to it. So we kind of introduce our youth and participants to college and career really early on. So that way it's something, although it may not be spoken at home, you know, they hear a little bit of it until it's time for them to actually start making those decisions. I think that's it. Yeah.
All right. That's fantastic. Yes. I love what you said about letting them hear it a little bit. They need to hear it as much as they can, kind of get it in their head. Yes.
Yes.
Does anyone have any questions at all? Lydia, have your hand. Go ahead.
Just wanted to make a comment. It was interesting. The kids weren't interested in the money, and then you have to find another. That was really interesting.
Yeah, you know, growing up, I was excited to start summer youth. You got a little bit of money, so I was usually, you know, as high schoolers, we're on our parents, and now we're starting to see that we're pulling teeth, and we're like, hey, it's money, and they're like, I have better things to do than to get money. So I'm like, okay, so we're gonna go do a college fair at Yankee Stadium and MetLife. So trying to bring in YouTubers, things. So we're really trying to find what their interests are to kind of give them reasons. So even with our SYP program in the summer, and it's with the city, we also take them on college tours. They went to Mercy College. We try to do events with local and even like sports. So we know they're into sports. So we try to like add trips into it to kind of try to at least get them through the door. And then once they're there, then they stay. They're like, okay, this is something I want to continue. And then we see them up until they're 21. And usually they come back and work with us while they're on, break from in college and things like that. So it's just piquing their interest, because money is no longer, we can like hang over them to kind of pull them in.
That's amazing. I can't believe it. But you know, I'm not surprised. they have a little pocket money and I don't know, it's a different generation. Different generation. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, thank you again. Thank you so much for waiting and being patient, and wonderful to hear your update. Will you you're gonna be starting for your summer youth, I guess, maybe in March or so? All right, well, please
So
keep us
actually, we're going to start a little
go ahead.
early. We're going to start in January. We're going to host a
Oh,
virtual and an in-person workshop with parents. And we're going to kind of also try to find ways to help them get some of these documents. A program that the mayor added to SYP was a trial this summer, and we're hoping they do it. A lot of our non-documented students, and we're noticing, and for instance, in New Design, the middle school we're in this community, they have maybe more students this school year than kids from their community. So trying to bring more services for them. So what he did was he added a cohort of students that you can bring in. So trying to help parents get those documents early. So understanding that a lot of our kids don't have New York State IDs. A lot of our kids don't know what bank accounts are or don't know how to get that, as well as their parents. So we're going to start offering workshops as early as mid-January for both parents and students. We partnered with Citibank, New York ID. So we're going to be offering those. So even if their students don't come to our schools where we're at, we're opening it up to the whole community, because we have community-based and school-based contracts for SYP. So they don't have to attend. I think in Harlem, we're in FDA 2 and Watley. So those kids are guaranteed spots if you have students who are in there, but if they are not, we also have a community contract where we may have some pull where we can, if they participate in the workshops, we can kind of pull some of the students from the lottery. If their parents have come and we've offered them services. So that way we can guarantee, one, they get a bank account or even like a Chime card, whichever the preferred one. And at least they have a New York State or NYC ID before the summer begins. So that way they can have direct deposit and not have to pay those fees and things like that. So as early as January, I'll share those flyers and links with you guys by the next meeting. So that way parents can sign up and either decide to come in person or do virtual. And we'll also do financial literacy for the adults as well to kind of help them with their children.
That's fantastic. Please, that's what I was going to ask you. So just keep us in a loop. We happy to help share and spread the word, because you guys are always, that's one thing with the summer youth. I see road to success rise every time. So thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Have a good evening. All right. We're almost coming to the close. Everyone, thank you again for being so patient. I see Jason. I know Jason was here. Jason, are you still here? Hi, Jason. It's nice to see you. Please feel free to unmute yourself. And if you want to share your screen, let me know.
I'm on mute. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I meant the floor is yours. I meant you can stay off mute. Pardon me.
Great. Yes, I would actually like to share my screen. I have a few slides to share.
Okay, you should be able to share your screen now.
Nope. All right, there you go. Well, good evening, everyone. And, as one of the earlier speakers said, it's actually a real honor to be here with all of you. Lots of amazing programming going on for young folks. I'm with the Brotherhood Sister Soul, Jason Warwin, co-founder of the organization and associate executive director. Really wanted to just share with you an update on what we did over the course of last summer. And this will be kind of a preview also of what we'll be doing in the coming summer. Our programs will remain similar this coming summer. And so, first off, we're a youth development organization. We serve young people from the ages of 8 through 22. We have about 600 members who we provide year-round support services to. Wraparound support, which includes daily after-school programming, summer programming, mental health support, legal aid, financial assistance, college preparation, career. We try to be a one-stop shop for our members. And so Every young person who becomes a part of our organization becomes a part of our family and has access to all these support services. All of our programming is free or sliding scale cost. And so this is essentially an overview of what we did this past summer. We had about 333 young people involved in our summer programs. I'll just run through them really quickly. You see the list there. Summer Day Camp is our annual program for elementary age young people. We had about 75 youth involved in that program. We have a middle school summer leadership program with 40 youth this summer, a high school summer leadership program with about 100 young people. Our Gaia Summer Internship is our environmental program with 50 youth. Our Liberation Summer is the social justice work that had another 50. And then we had our International Study Program, which this year was in Ghana, and about 18 young people participate in that. I'll run through and kind of just share with you some highlights from each of the programs. Our Summer Day Camp is a 6-week program, really a lot of fun for youth, Monday through Friday, exploring the city, engaging in wellness and mindfulness activities, playing a lot of games. Every day they're out in the community visiting museums, visiting community-based organizations, traveling to parks, going away to actually amusement parks and places of that sort as well. And then they have specific classes in the culinary arts and theater and photography and science and in various sports over the course of the summer. They also do an away camp. This year was at Iroquois Springs. So keeping the young folks engaged in a very exciting and fun summer. Our summer leadership program for middle school age young people was really focused this year on developing certain life skills. So there was various sports and fitness aspects to that, career development. So kids were learning to swim, one of those skill sets that unfortunately a lot of our young folks never develop. We feel that that's a really important life skill. We taught a number of young people to ride a bike. That was something that actually I was a little surprised about, that there were about half the group in one of our classes didn't know how to ride bikes. So it was their first opportunity to learn. And I think for those of us who know how to ride bikes, that sense of freedom that comes once you're able to actually ride. So that was really cool. They did Be a Boss workshops all summer long. So that was workshops on, what are the kinds of jobs that you can do where you're actually your own boss. So they learned about folks who are involved in being a barber, folks who are involved in learning about being a comedian, different skill sets that you can develop where you can actually take that skill on the road and use it without having to actually be employed by somebody else. And they went on New York City parks tours and explored various parks throughout the 5 boroughs over the course of the summer. Our high school program was really broken down into 5 different groups. We had a Brotherhood Summer program. For those of you who know our organization, our founding program is our Rites of Passage program. So we have chapters that we create of Brotherhood and Sister Soul in partnership with different schools. We had a media arts program, which focused on filmmaking and photography. Savage Arts, which is more the visual arts. So painting, mural making, collage, Wellness Ambassadors, which is a new program. We have 3 licensed clinical social workers on staff who provide mental health supports to young people. And they've created a program to train youth to be mental health support providers to other young people. And so providing a wellness center within our space, but then also helping young people to engage in mindfulness techniques and to think about their own mental health. And then Youth at Work, which was providing job skills, basic entry-level job skills. The young people did internships over the summer and got a lot of exposure to folks in various areas of the workforce. Our Gaia Summer Internship is focused on folks in our environmental program. They're broken down into 4 core groups. So there's food empowerment, and they manage our farmers market on Wednesdays in the plaza in front of our space. Horticultural science maintains the community garden, 6,000 square foot community garden adjacent to our building, where they grow over 30 different kinds of fruits and vegetables. Sustainable design, which has actually created one of the largest aquaponics systems in Harlem. They do rainwater harvesting. They learn to build and construct furniture and things of that sort from reusable wood. They have the largest composting system in West Harlem. And so they're collecting food waste and actually generating and developing compost in the garden, a lot of wonderful things. And then community organizing, where they're really focused on creating more green spaces within our community. The Liberation Program, which is our youth organizing program, had its summer liberation school. And so this is where we bring in a cadre of new young people. There were 30 youth who were involved in that. And over the course of the summer, they learned about the history of social justice movements in New York, in the United States, and around the world. They began to develop the skills to be organizers themselves and to carry forward the campaign that was started last year, called the Save Our Schools campaign, where young folks are fighting to try to increase the number of guidance counselors and social workers and college advisors within the schools, and to decrease and or remove the police, to exchange, to shift the scale, so to speak, so that we're providing more supports and social emotional supports for young people and less focused on the school to prison pipeline. We also had our international study program, and we had 18 young people who traveled to Ghana. These youth studied about Ghana from January through June, and then traveled for 4 weeks to Ghana, and had 9 days, as you can see there, in the capital in Accra, 7 days in Wusuta, which is a very small village to the north, where this was our 6th trip to Ghana. So we have really strong connections in all of these places. From there, they traveled to Kumasi, and then finally to Cape Coast. Really life-changing experience and opportunity for our young folks. Many of them, first time on outside of the country. Some of them, first time with a passport. Some of them even first time on a plane. So that was, this past summer. This summer that's coming will be relatively the same. We are traveling to Brazil this coming summer, and that also is a country we've traveled to numerous times and have lots of really strong relationships. In addition, I wanted to just share one of the programs that we are currently running. Our after-school teen enrichment program has specific classes that are open. Interestingly, they connect to a lot of the arts, so things that other organizations are also providing. And I think, it'd be interesting for us to continue to form a network amongst each other, because even with all of our different organizations providing the services we do, we can't serve all the youth of Harlem. So important for us to just know. I was glad to see and hear the presentations about what other folks are providing. You can see on the list here, we have dance and movement classes, we have visual arts, we have Afro-Caribbean drumming, we have culinary classes, acting classes, a writers collective that is about poetry and spoken word. And all of the classes have a theme which involves social justice. So, our organization as a whole is focused on helping young people to develop their critical thinking skills, to develop an awareness of the issues that affect their lives, to find their voice and to speak their truth. And so using social justice lens on the performing arts, on the visual arts, on spoken word, et cetera, to encourage young people to really think about how they can use their views, their voice, their energy, their passion to create positive change in our communities. So that's it for me. Thank you very much.
All right. Oh my God, I've been waiting to hear about the trip. I'm glad that it went well, as well. Yeah. Deirdre, go ahead. I can't hear you though.
Oh, that was Lydia that was saying something, but I'm waiting for you to come back. Yeah, Jason, amazing, just amazing programs happening at Brosis.
The teen enrichment classes. Oh, Tamara has her hand up. Tamara, please feel free to. No? Okay. Oh, clapping. I see. Give me a round of applause. My bad. Lydia, you have your hand up. Please go ahead.
Just wanted to say, when I saw the name of the program, I didn't know what to make of it. This is very impressive, extremely impressive. And something, the idea of the advocacy, social justice, many years ago, they really stopped teaching how the government works in the public schools. Even when I got into it, I'm an old fart.
Yep.
My mother from the 40s knew more about civics than I do. So I'm wondering, I mean, you're talking about, so are they also getting an introduction to the way this government is structured?
For sure. We have a 12-point curriculum that really focuses on the issues that we feel all youth must develop an understanding of in order to be successful in their lives, in order to be agents of change. And so understanding the current political system in which we live, and also exploring other political systems, is part of that curriculum. So whenever we travel, for example, overseas, we're also studying the system of government that they have there, so that we can compare and contrast. The youth organizing program I mentioned, the Summer Liberation Program, that's heavily focused on how does this city government work, how does the state government work, how does how federal policies pass, so they can understand, what their rights are, what the opportunities are, and if you're going to be organizing to try to create change, you have to know kind of how the system works in order to be able to use your agency to affect change within it.
So
That's right.
critical.
So critical. Yes, agreed. Yeah. Lydia, I don't know if you know, they had that storefront on 143rd, was it, in Amsterdam for the longest time, and now they have a building. I mean, they've been working really hard, and they have a building. They have a farmers market. Well, I think maybe the farmers market is over, Jason, so you have to correct me.
It ended right after Thanksgiving, so we'll open that
Okay.
again.
Oh man, I should have went a couple more times. I thought it was over like in the summer. Oh my gosh. Well, that's my bad. I should have called. I could emailed and checked. But yeah, they're doing amazing things for the youth. They organize and protest, and fantastic. It's fantastic.
Right on.
I have a good question, Jason. So the farmers market is ended. What are the youth what are they doing on Wednesdays? One of the enrichment programs or?
That's great. They're actually developing, so they do everything from seed to plate, right?
Yeah.
So they learn about how to plant foods. They
Nice.
grow over 30 different fruits and vegetables in this garden. If you come to the garden during the spring, you can see we actually have literally, this is one of the surprising things to me, 5 different kinds of fruit producing trees in a community garden in Harlem, right? So you can find several different pear varieties, apple, peach, mulberry, and plum that actually produce fruit within our community garden. And then they have the aquaponic system where they're growing green leafy vegetables and such. So they're learning how to grow the food. A lot of that food that they grow is taken by the community. It's free for the community, but some of it is used within cooking classes. And so the kids are actually developing their own recipes, learning about healthy eating, learning how to prepare healthy food. And so in the winter months, when the garden is, resting, and when the farmers market is not in operation, they're inside having classes, learning skills that are, we can do inside the building as opposed to out in the street. The environmental program is a year-round program. So the students meet on Mondays, and every Monday is kind of like a workshop around a particular environmental issue. And then during the week, they actually engage in one of those 4 core groups. So if you're running the market, you might be out running that. If it's not market time, then you're inside creating recipes or working in the kitchen. Nice. If you're in horticulture science, you're in the garden. And, even though the garden is at rest, there's lots of work to do in the garden. So they're actually, even as long as the weather is permitting, they're out there in the garden. There's always compost being produced. That's a year-round process for them. And, it's one of the things actually that's on the cutting block from the city, unfortunately, is the whole composting system that was created, citywide. And so our young folks are actually organizing to try to save that. But, it's very hard. It will be very hard to find places that you can actually use to recycle your food waste.
Yeah. Oh boy, it's a number of things the city is cutting for the upcoming budget. It's really sort of depressing. So, but okay.
Tax the rich. Tax the rich.
What'd you say, Lydia?
Tax the rich.
Oh, I agree, 100%. One more quick question before we bring the meeting to a close. Jason, the teen programs, the after-school programs, are they you're starting enrollment now?
No, I mean, the enrollment is ongoing. So these programs actually started in October and go throughout the entire school year.
Okay.
I'll put, it's our website. If you go to our website, the application is there. I can put the website address online, and then it tells you which classes actually have space. Not all of them have space at this point.
Okay.
But yeah, we recruit year round. Young people can join at different points of the year with those programs.
Okay. Awesome. Fantastic. All right, good. Good to know. All right, thank you so much. Great to see you. Congratulations on a successful trip this summer. Deirdre was like, I want to hear about the trip. So great work. Keep up the
If
great work.
anybody wants to learn more about it in more detail, I'm happy to talk with folks offline. And we did have a day where the kids actually presented when they came back in August.
Oh.
Year when they come back, there's one day where they actually make a presentation
Yeah.
about their experience.
That's
Oh, I
cool.
would love to see that. Maybe if you have time, because I know you're busy, maybe we'll have you back and if you can, I'll talk to you offline. We would love to
Yeah, I'm
share that with
happy
the
to do that.
community.
We'll talk more about it for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Say, Jason, yeah, thank you, and that I had some apple jam or something recently that the students made just, I think this past week or last week. So, like all the recipe programs, so, yeah. Yummy.
I'm often a taste tester for their experiments. You have some good stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, take care,
All right.
everyone.
Yes, thank you so much, Jason. And I guess we're going to close this meeting. I'm going to bring it to a close.
Shanika.
We won't.
Yeah, we can meet the community partners if they'd like to leave, but we can just have the committee.
All right. All right.
Well, actually,
so we will.
I'm sorry. Actually, I have in our old business. Our old business, well, it should be the other way around though. But we have updates on the 125th playground 125 that we know that it's officially opened and that it's now the playground now belongs to PS1 125 at the school that it's named after. There's still some work in the background with the SCA and DOE and how the programs will run. But there was a ribbon cutting 2 Mondays ago and it's officially open. I saw kids playing soccer in the park, and so the principal is happy, the kids are happy, and the community for the most part is glad that the park is open. And so just wanted to bring that update. And then for us, for committee, so community partners are welcome to leave. We want to thank
to sign off. Okay.
Holiday. Thank you all. And so we could just stay on for a few more minutes as a committee.
Okay. Give me 2 minutes. Lydia and Deirdre, you feel free to start discussing. I need to step away real quick. I'll be right back. But we're going to talk about what the forum.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Give me a minute and I'll be right back. Let's see.
I'd like to be on camera and recorded.
Okay.
Is it recording?
Oh, we can stop the recording when Shanika comes.
No, I
mean,
think.
or